Guys, check out this chart that I came across earlier this week. Now, according to Zillow's Home Value Index, home prices are up 332% in San Diego since 2000. All of this talk of a bubble burst, it's a little overwhelming. Seems there might be a few Chicken Littles run around out here. You know, it's easy to tell. I mean, it's almost too simple to understand. But there are only 3 things that need to happen to create a housing market crash, and that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you in this video. We're also taking a look at what's happened with our last housing bubble burst and what is on the horizon for the market, so stick around. I don't want you to miss a thing. If you're new to the channel, I've been a realtor for going on 22 years now, licensed back in 2023, yes, before the most recent housing crash of 2008 to 2011. Back then, in 2010, Dad and I liquidated 115 foreclosure and auction properties for the banks in 3 months. It was brutal. It was an average of 9.5 properties sold each week. Most agents, they'd be happy to sell 9 to 10 houses a year. So yes, we are speaking from firsthand experience on this topic today. I know that you are on YouTube, just like we are. We're watching all of these real estate and financial videos. You just can't help notice those doom and gloom ones, right? With these real estate gurus earning their living off of these clickbait titles. Fear factor videos with all of these charts and stats and graphs. We see it ourselves with our would-be clients. They're trying to be strategic. Fence sitters, that's what we refer to them as. They're waiting for the market to drop so they can go in and get what they perceive is a better deal to a home. Too bad they didn't buy 10 to 7 years ago, because their property value would have doubled by now, at least here in San Diego. Guys, here is that chart to check out. I'll add a link in the description so you can read all of the article and see all of the data. The truth of the matter is that housing prices have increased 332% since 2000 in San Diego County. Yep, they're up 0.3% month over month and 2.3% year over year. Look closely, both at the article and at this chart specifically. They show what they are calling for is another housing bubble, but not so fast. Here's the deal. Like I said, so simple to understand. The true sign of a housing market crash is when you have more inventory than demand and motivated sellers. Yep, that's it. So let's break that down. What does that actually look like? Let's take a look at what happened back here in San Diego around 2006 to 2008. Now, my dad always tells this story where he saw a Carlsbad strawberry picker on the news telling the reporter how he was buying a home. See, my dad got his license back in 1984. After helping over 1,000 families, he's seen some big market shifts. And when he saw the TV segment, he knew things were gonna get bad here, because there's just no way anyone on a strawberry picker's income could actually afford a home at $300,000 back then. Not with a traditional loan. That is when we had funny money loans. People didn't actually have to qualify for the loan. We called them ninja loans. No income, no job, no problem. Back then, many of these unsuspecting buyers, they didn't understand their loan terms. They were just happy to get their foot in the door, wanting to get a home at any cost. Well, they ended up with interest-only loans for the first 3 years at a crazy low payment, and even sometimes no down payment. All the while, they weren't actually paying down their principal. After that 3-year loan reset came, it reset to the true payment amount. If they were lucky, their mortgage payment only doubled. We actually heard of some people's mortgages tripling. Guys, even the people who could afford their monthly payment, they decided to walk away because they saw all the other property values around them decreasing. Banks ended up overwhelmed with owners just giving back their properties. A lot of folks just ended up mailing back their keys. Some opted for short sales so they didn't have that foreclosure on their credit report for the next 7 years. And others, they wrote it out, not making payments and stuffing away money instead. Obviously, eventually ending up going into foreclosure. And there you have it, the exact equation in place for a housing market crash. More inventory on the market than demand, coupled with motivated sellers. So what about those fear-based reports and real estate guru videos that we're all seeing these days? What is on the horizon for San Diego? Our key indicator is inventory. It is the biggest sign of a real estate shift. It is not interest rates, it's inventory. In San Diego, we have had a long-term housing shortage, but is that changing anytime soon? Let's take a look at real data. A balanced market has 5 to 6 months of inventory. San Diego has been under 3 months of inventory for the last decade. No wonder why I feel like a broken record saying that demand still outpaces supply. See for yourself. Even here with higher rates, buyers are still competing for limited homes. Inventory is increasing slightly as we head into the busier time of year for home sales, right? But it's not going to be enough to cause a crash. Homes are still moving, prices are keeping stable, and even rising in key areas. So what does this mean for buyers? If you're waiting for a major price drop, you could be waiting a long time. Remember that stat I shared? Home prices are up 332% since 2000? Maybe it's time that you shift your strategy. Instead of waiting with the chance of actually getting priced out of the market altogether, focus in on well-priced homes. And don't be timid. Move quickly and aggressively with an offer. Remember, what caught your eye about the home is probably going to catch someone else's eye too. Hire a seasoned realtor who is skilled in negotiations. Hey, maybe you need a seller to help you with your closing cost or a rate buy down. Maybe you need a seller that's actually going to work with you on the sale of your property first so you can move into this next one. That's called a contingent offer. You're going to need a pro that can put together an attractive offer like that, with the terms that you need, plus the experience and the finesse to get the seller acceptance. You have to have a pro on your side. Keep San Diego's real estate market track record in your mind, because property values, they tend to double every 7 to 10 years. You definitely want to consider long-term value, because San Diego remains a strong market. Now, for you sellers, I know it's just a matter of time until you're ready to make that move. You're sitting on a ton of equity and a low rate, wondering when and how you're going to navigate your next move. Now, here's my best advice. Right out of the gate, overpricing your property, it's risky. Buyers are cautious. Put yourself in their shoes right now. Things are a lot different than when you bought. They're facing higher prices and higher rates. The fact is, well-priced properties sell faster. More activity equals more showings equals more offers, and more offers will get you a better price and terms. Properties that sit too long on the market, they get a stigma and they get price reductions until they sell. Not the place that you want to be. Use current market and projected data to price your property, like appraisers do. And when you reach out to us, we're going to go over all of that in detail. Property presentation is everything. Having a strategic market plan, quality photos, and a seasoned agent, well, it's going to make all the difference. San Diego's desirability keeps our demand strong, but strategy really is key. From pricing to pre-sale prep, from offer negotiations to planning your move to making it as easy as possible for you. Let's face it, moving can be stressful. Having an expert on your side is going to make everything so much easier for you. So I am curious, do you think that our housing market's going to crash? Let us know where you're located and your thoughts on it down there in the comments. Based on my experience, the data that we've reviewed, and my knowledge of our local market, I'd say no, not here in San Diego. Not until we have more inventory than demand and you have motivated sellers. Not saying that we can't have that perfect storm sometime in the future. I just don't see it coming today or tomorrow. We made it through a worldwide pandemic without a crash here. I think that's saying a lot. Take it from a girl who moved here right after the tuna fleets left the San Diego harbor, who saw the defense contractors leave San Diego after the Gulf War in the 90s. Then there was the dot-com crash in the early 2000s, and who could forget 9/11? And we were in the trenches of the latest housing crash, that foreclosure fiasco between 2008 and 2011. Markets, they go through cycles and swings, and you already know that. But it's going to take a lot to bring down the San Diego housing market again. It is an incredible time to be alive. Our world is evolving right before our eyes. Now, growing up, we were taught that you need to show up every day. You need to take constant action to get where you want to be. Hey, you deserve to live the life that you want and the home that you love. And you know that we're going to be here to give it to you straight. and help you out when you're ready. Reach out, let's connect. If you're outside of the San Diego area, we're happy to get you in touch with a like-minded, seasoned pro. Let's get you into the next chapter. See you on the next video. Bye now.